Hello and welcome everybody to the Next Step Show. This is Pavel Stepanov with the Next Step Show, and we are talking today on Monday about social media business etiquette. So, for all of you business owners, I just wanted to, say like if you're not on social media, you're probably irrelevant and don't exist, and consumers don't know about you. For those of you who are on social media, this podcast is for you. This episode, so. As everybody probably already knows, once this whole pandemic thing started, everybody's on social media, everybody's doing business virtually, digitally, everything. So, what are the typical etiquette on how to actually attract customer, attract other partners, attract and actually look out after the competition? Well, here's the thing. Let's discuss what's been happening. But before we do that, um, if you're looking to hire a virtual assistant, or if you actually looking to bring somebody to your team at a fraction of the cost of an in-house employee, you should check out our friends at VirtueDesk. VirtueDesk is a virtual assistant company located in the United States with the virtual assistants in the Philippines, providing virtual assistants for your business at a cost of $8.60 an hour. So you can hire somebody for $8.60 an hour to handle your business and your business. So let's get this out of the way. And so you probably all been, if you're some sort of a business person, you've probably been bombarded on all platforms: Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. What else there? Um, so if you're a consumer, or if you're a B2B kind of a person, or if you're a business owner, solopreneurs, I call them, you are also a consumer, and you're getting the all kinds of messages, either in a DM or in a feed or anything in the comment. And some of those messages are very annoying, and some of them just plain stupid. And you would never respond to those messages, right? You would never respond to those messages. You would never waste your time, and you'd probably the people who send you those messages would never get your business. So what they're doing is basically waste of time and money. So let's talk about some do's and don'ts of social media etiquette for business owners. So let's talk about the don'ts first, okay? What not to do. As any business owner would tell you, if you know what not to do, you will basically improve what you need to do, okay? So a lot of people, what they like to do when they create some sort of a page or they create a profile, they're asking random people to follow them, okay? So some may follow, but majority won't. Okay. So number one, don't ask people to follow you. Don't ask random people to follow you. Okay. And here's why. Um, People are filtering all kinds of garbage, and those who are valuing their time and valuing the content that they're getting, they are filtering out stuff they don't want to see. Nobody wants to get an inbox full of spam. Nobody wants to get the feed full of spam. Like back in the 90s, back in the early 2000s, the marketing was all done on email. Okay, email marketing, or and do you all remember like what was actually happening at the email marketing when when you receive a box full of spam? If you're receiving a lot of information you don't want to see, unsolicited information. So that that's the same happening right now in social media world. People are trying to send you spam on DMs on Instagram. Thankfully, Instagram blocks that. On Facebook, LinkedIn is another beast. Okay, so do not ask random people to follow you. Do not go to their feed and ask you, "Hey, follow me." People don't want to hear that. Okay, and if you want people to follow, there's a different strategy, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later. Right now, so instead, if you want people to follow you, it's better to actually provide interesting content, engaging content, and basically people in contact with people who want to follow you. Okay, this is another one of those things that you have to put in the work into it. You have to put in your thoughts into it. When you blindly asking people follow me, nobody's going to do that. Okay, or people who will do it, you probably don't want them as a customer anyway. Another big don't that I don't like, especially happens a lot on LinkedIn. When in LinkedIn, I receive a connection request, and once the connection request is received, a typical a pitch follows right away, either sales pitch or asking for a meeting or 15 minutes of my time to give me information about their business. Well, here's why I don't why I don't accept those and why I do not waste my time. If I were giving 15 minutes of my time to all the people who want to do business with me, I'd be working full time actually doing only that. Okay. So keep that in mind. Okay, guys, when you are sending a message to somebody and you say, I have Friday from 3 to 5 available to talk to you, would that be a good time? No. And let me explain to you why. Because when you are actually from the get go, when you're sending that type of a message to a prospect and saying, hey, I only have this time. I mean, why should I give you time of day at all? Why should I give you even a minute of my time? My time is valuable. I am doing other things. I have my own schedule. And besides, right now, when a lot of people are actually working digitally, working from, either from home or working at the office like we here, at the office of where this next step show is filmed. We have our own schedule, so no, I cannot dedicate time of my day to actually listen to your pitch. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna ask you send me an email, and I'll take a look at it and see what it's all about, and see which team member is going to handle that most likely. Okay. Um, and besides, people, high performing people, if you're trying to contact me for any kind of sales pitch, you're probably going to get one of my gatekeepers. Why I have people gatekeepers? Because again, of the same reason. Okay, so anybody's connecting with people on LinkedIn, I'm sure you want to get very quick to the decision maker. However, most likely the correspondence is being monitored by the gatekeepers, and you'll probably get to somebody who probably won't even care about you. Okay, so what's the best way to you know to you know to deliver your message to somebody who would likely to listen to you? Again, we going back to doing more work. To doing more work is actually by providing value, providing valuable and interesting content, by delivering information that's going to be useful. Um, Even on email, I get emails once in a while, and I understand those emails come from your CRMs, and usually the follow up email is the best. Once they send an email and nobody responds, the next email comes like 4 or 5 days down the road that says, hey, I haven't got your response to this email, and I still wanted to get your thoughts. Could you let me know if you're still interested or if you have any thoughts? Well, if you didn't get a response to the email, most likely there was no intent to respond anyway. Most likely because number one, your email didn't include what's called a UPS, unique. I'm sorry, unique value proposition. Not unique sales proposition, unique value proposition. If there's no unique value proposition to your email or your message, most likely it's going to be sorted out to the junk. So that's another etiquette to avoid. So if you're in a business and you are sending out mailing content, mailing email, like mass emails, mass text messaging, LinkedIn spam, Instagram feed, hijacking, or DMs that are basically sales pitches, or Facebook sales pitches, most likely you will be ignored. And because again, as Gary Vee said in his book, Jab, 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 Right Hook, the consumer is tired of being hooked all the time. The consumer is protective. Consumers protective of the most valuable assets that we have. and it's not money. The most valuable asset that we all have as business people or as consumer is our time. People are being protective of our time. We don't want to give out our time to somebody just to listen to useless sales pitch, or just to you know waste it on something that's not going to bring us any value. Okay, just to give you courtesy, unless you're probably like unless you have nothing to do, you're on retirement, you're killing time, then you can basically kill time to listen to somebody's pitch. Those who are busy professionals, they won't. Okay, so structure your message that way that it's doesn't look like a spam, so it doesn't look like a generic email, and make sure that you don't spam people, ask them to follow you or give you appointment time, because again, people are going to be protective of their time and they don't want to give out. Okay, so what to do? Let's talk about what to do as far as the business etiquette of the social media. uh, Usually a good idea is to connect on personal level with somebody, send a DM to compliment them on something, build a connection, build a rapport. That is actually appreciated way more than just going to the sales pitch. Okay. Number two, provide value. Provide value, meaning that you don't just give them money, don't send them money, but provide value. For example, one of my good friends, Tristan Ahumada of Lab Code Agents, what he does, he's sending different checklists to people. He's sending checklists, he's sending valuable content, he's sending information to people that's going to help them in their business. When you provide value, do not expect anything in return. When you provide value, do not expect anything in return. Why? Number one, when you unequivocally, unconditionally provide information to people that they're going to use, that they're going to help them, they see that and they appreciate it. Okay. The consistency of that is very important, because again, people do not want to be bombarded. Okay, and as a good saying, there's a good saying: "Give and you shall receive." And Robert Kiyosaki, in his book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, I specifically talked about it. Give and you shall receive. Don't give with an expectation of receiving, or don't just or usually what a lot of people do, and they say, well, I'm not going to give to charity until I actually make a certain amount of money. Okay, and this is a very tricky situation, because again, give and you shall receive, but waiting to make some money in order to give it. Well, why don't you just give it, and then you'll see how much you'll make. It's just the way the universe works, and I wholeheartedly believe in this. Give and you shall receive. When you give something without a second thought, okay, when you provide value to the people, people see that. People see that as more genuine, and people see it as as a valuable, that you're becoming valuable to them. Okay, so your content on social media, again, you're providing the content that is going to be valuable. You're providing the content is going to be useful, and you are actually connecting with them on a personal level. Give people some praises. People love getting praises, and we're all humans, and it happens that we all, love positivity. Okay, so give people praises. If you are contacting somebody on LinkedIn, it's the platform is designed for business professionals. However, it's being abused currently by people who are sending just punches, 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 punches. You like right hooks, left hook. If you know what I'm talking about the analogy of Gary V book, Jab, 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 Right Hook. And the difference is, basically in that book, he says that people who are consumers, they constantly been punched by the marketers. Okay, and it's better what to do, like in a boxing analogy, is to use a jab first, like jabbing when you actually lure a person in, and then you do the punch. And the same thing, people are tired of being punched. They're being punched in the social media by marketers. They're being tired of being punched in billboards, being punched in TV commercials, and now everything is transformed into social media. So that's why I learned to do a soft jab, soft conversation. Be considerate of people's needs, people's desires, and people's time. As I said earlier, time is the most valuable asset that we all have. We all have 24 hours in the day, and it doesn't matter whether you're a millionaire, billionaire, or a, a poor person. We all have the same amount of time a day. We cannot buy more of it. Okay, we can leverage, we can delegate it, or we can try to create more time for ourselves by actually, hiring people out to do the job that we need to do. But time is the most valuable asset. That's why be considerate of people's time when you are trying to make a connection with it, with other people, and trying to pitch your product or services. And earlier today, actually, I posted on Facebook, what social media posts are I'm avoiding. No, I'm sorry, not avoid, not so social media posts. The connections on Instagram. I learned that anybody who has the word guru in their title, I'm avoiding those people who are who doing forex and Bitcoin trading. I'm avoiding on social media on Facebook. I'm avoiding sometimes very often very hot girl makes a connection to you and you see she's single, very hot pictures, had a lot of friends who are all guys. This is a scam. Just don't waste your time. LinkedIn, anybody who has in their title financial advisor, wealth management, portfolio managers, and life insurance salespeople, I do avoid. Again, because things like this already been taken care of at my level, I don't need to waste my time to speak with anybody about it. So just keep that in mind. I understand those people trying to make a living; it's hard for them to do that. So probably the best way for those guys what to do is to again provide value, provide content, make a connection, and go to video and audio, because people who are going to be more successful, the ones who are providing the more valuable content. YouTube is a great example of that. When you are putting something on YouTube, you can provide valuable content, because let's say somebody goes to YouTube and searches let's say, what's the best social media business etiquette. Okay, and it's this show gonna be on YouTube, so people can log in and listen. Or if, let's say, somebody's looking anything that you're looking to do, you're looking to learn, you can put it on Google, you put it on YouTube and learn it. Okay, so people who are providing content, and random people come up on that content by Googling or YouTubing it, they will remember you. They will most likely, if you are interesting, they will follow you, subscribe to your channel. And by the way, while we're at it, if you are currently listening to the show on YouTube, please hit subscribe button and hit the little bell so you can get notifications when we go live and when we are going to be, providing more episodes. Next episode is going to be on Thursday. We do it Monday and Thursday. Okay. So, and also, if you're listening to this podcast, please subscribe. It means a big deal to me if you guys subscribe to the podcast. I'm never gonna ask you for a penny. I'm not gonna because I don't charge for anything on this, and I'm not making money on this. So just right away, but we're trying to provide some value to fellow entrepreneurs and what to do and what not to do. Okay. Again, we're going back to how people find your content. Again, use platforms where people are going to be most likely to look for you. It's Google and YouTube, social media also, but again, social media, it has to be done very carefully, because some of those content can be very intrusive, or some of those messages can be intrusive, and people don't appreciate that. So keep that in mind. And I understand marketers who do it massively. But again, the best way to do it, probably if you do it massively, sponsor some content, sponsor some ads, make them interesting. People will follow, people request information from you. When you direct messaging to people, and your message will probably be already blended in, because a lot of people, what they're doing is they're doing the same, and people see through this BS and just not going to follow it and not going to even respond to you. So you're going to be wasting a lot of time. So This is just my some tips on do's and don'ts and what to do and not to do on social media etiquette. And as always, guys, our show is aired on Monday and Thursday. We may actually add more time to it. And we're going to be having some guests on the show. We're going to be talking about other things to be done in business. And again, make sure to subscribe and make sure to listen to us anywhere the podcast is heard. Where you're listening to podcasts, Apple Podcast, or Spotify, anywhere where you can find us. And from now on, please feel free to comment either on YouTube or on Facebook, and we'll be able to answer your questions. As always, guys, go crush it, and thank you very much.